Hi guys, Tom Morrison here, and I'm going to give you some awesome ways to stretch using a GHD machine.
Really amazing, cool intro!
One of the things to think about whenever you're doing any kind of stretching is what do I need more of? So for example, for a lot of people, for pushing above the head, they don't have good thoracic extension, which is your upper back mobility, which helps you in order to get your arms above your head while keeping your abs tight to protect your back, to protect your shoulders and stuff like that. So a great way to work on that on the GHD is to quite literally lean over it. There's nothing fancy about this. You just lean over it, grab onto the foot pads and let your hips sink down. Keep your belly tight, okay? So you're imagining you're trying to do a sit up the whole time while doing this, and just lean over like that. And do really big deep breaths in and out. And hang out there for a good 2 minutes and just rest and just try and relax in the position as much as possible. So from there, what else you could do would be to stretch your calves, which you just use the bottom foot plate for if you have that. Keep your butt on this part and just reach yourself forward. Try and go straight back and see what it feels like first of all, and then try it with a rounded back as well and see where you can sort of get to with the feet pulled up that little bit. It makes it that little bit more intense on the calves. So you may not feel it in the hamstrings as much, but when you go back to trying to touch your toes again after that, just on the floor normally, you should find it easier. I always say that if you're struggling to do something, make it harder on yourself first, so then the normal variation will actually be easier for you, where your brain will perceive it that way. Other things you could do would be to stretch your legs on the pad itself, which looks quite sexy. So this leg here is really the important part of what part of the hamstring you hit here. So if I turn my foot straight forward, I'm going to get a stretch more up the back of the leg, like that. If you're feeling this again in the calf, what you could do would be to point your toe, and then you're going to start to feel it in the hamstring more. Try to keep your knee sort of soft, not completely locked out. So a bit soft so you're feeling it more in the middle of your hamstring. And then from there, same idea, you can reach with a straight back, see what you can get to, or you could round your back and see what you can get to as well. There's benefits to both. Then if I turn my foot out this way, so I'm pointing towards the camera now, I start to feel it more towards the center in your groin, as it were, and hang around there as well. If you want to start trying to add a bit of strength into there too, try and get yourself up as tall as possible and see can you lift the leg up from that position as well. You'll really start to strengthen that range of motion too. Other nice things to do are just to rock backwards and forwards in this position. The best thing I could say to you guys would be to just play around and see what feels nice and see what feels like you could make better or work on, or something that your body is quite hesitant to do, and you'll really start to feel like really good benefits from this stuff. So it's quite literally just from playing around. So again, about the foot, straight forward, you'll get more at the back, and if you want to point the toe, you'll just get the hamstring, and if you open up, you'll get more into your adductor, your groin, and start to work that way as well. Rocking back and forward, or like I said, go for those lift-offs as well. You don't need to get a lot of time spent there. The more often you do it, the easier it will start to feel. So that's a nice stretch for your upper back and a nice stretch for the hips and the calves and the hamstrings. Okay guys?